What's up, everyone? All right, so today is the 17th consecutive green day, up $3,262. I hear another stock hitting my scan. It's BioC. I didn't end up trading that one today, but I did really well on LMFA and a couple others. And I also got myself into a little bit of a pinch. You guys know now I have two accounts. I've got my IRA account and then I've got my regular account. And I ended up taking a trade where I was long in the IRA and short the same stock in the main account. It was just sort of crazy. I ended up losing in the IRA, making money in the main account. I really only made like $200. It wasn't even worth it. I was so kind of like split on my bias. Am I long or am I short? I guess I'm both. Crazy. So a little bit of a wild day, but you know what? Another green day. That's what counts, and I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, 9:15. We're gonna try to make it an 18th consecutive green day and finish up the week strong. All right, I'll see you guys there as usual. Any questions, any comments, leave them below, and I'll answer them this afternoon. All right, enjoy. All right, everyone. So we're going to do our midday market recap here this morning, finishing up $3,262.35 for my 17th consecutive green day. Not bad at all. Today is the 12th trading day of 2019, and you know, it's nice to be on a little bit of a green stretch or a hot streak. But today was not the easiest of the days. This has probably actually been the most difficult of the days in the last week or so. I started with a couple of really decent trades in my IRA account. Actually got myself up about $3,600 or so in the IRA, which was terrific. And then I gave it back on Plxp. However, I hedged that trade by trading it in my main account to the short side, and I made $2,400 short. So this kind of had the effect of, you know, losing $2,200 in the main account, holding it longer than I should have, but then making it back in the IRA, and then making it back in the main account with a short position. Not something I typically do, or actually probably have ever done. But now that I'm kind of trading these two accounts and I noticed that I had shares available to borrow, which is pretty rare, I went ahead and traded the opposite side. So there was a point where I was both long and short the stock, which, you know, shows obviously a real sort of mix of which direction I really think it's going to go in. But I really wasn't sure. And so it was reflected in the way I was taking that trade. So I'll put this over here for now. So we started the day with LMFA. This one was our leading gapper this morning, gapping up nearly 100%. As you can see right here, it's currently at 84%. I jumped in it right out of the gates and scalped this trade from 272 all the way up towards 285. And we had a final pop up to 310. And my best exit on it was actually at 309, which is awesome. Just 1 cent below high of day, right, where was it? Let's see, right here at 309. So that was my best exit, which was pretty solid. So I made $1,900 on LMFA. Now, it wasn't actually the easiest one to trade. You can see on the 5-minute chart, it looks pretty clean, but actually on the 1 minute, it was fairly choppy. Popping up, dropping back down, popping up, dropping back down. You know, you can see right here. So I traded it. Actually, today I took a total of, I believe, 11 trades, and I won on 9 out of the 11. So first trade was here. That was a green trade. Got back in here for a green trade. Scalped it up here for a green trade, and then got back in here for another green trade. No, not there. I got back in right here for another green trade. So, you know, a couple little scalps, but you can see it was very whippy, up and down, up and down. And now it's back at 238. So not the easiest one to trade. Not nearly as clean as TBLT was yesterday. But I knew that that was probably going to be the case because this stock has a history of bigger red candles. All the big volume bars here are red. So it didn't really surprise me that it was not as clean as I might have liked. Next trade was on RBZ. This one hit our scanners, had news this morning, and so I jumped in with my first trade at $2.15 as it started to squeeze up right here. Jumped in at $2.15, it squeezes up to a high of $2.56. It then pulls back, and I take one more trade on this little pullback here for a scalp up through, let's see, up to a high, it hit a high of 275. My best exit on this one was, I guess 269. So not bad, but again, not really a home run. So $1,200 on that. And so with that, I was up, I guess, about $3,100 in the IRA. I thought it was a little more than that, but I guess about $3,100. And then we had PLXP hit the scanner. PLXP hits the scans, and it gets halted on a circuit breaker. And it first hit right here. It then pulled back and came back up and got halted right here. It resumes, and I decided to short it on this candle right here, and I shorted it with 1,800 shares. So, you know, I'm like, oh, this thing, I see the headline, and it's actually a kind of not good news, and so I'm thinking this thing's gonna drop. So I shorted at $6, and that was in my account right here. So let's see, let me put this up here. So I shorted at 601 right here. All right, and then I added as it came back down. I got a partial fill at 67, added at 40, and added at 89. I was shorting it as it came back down. So that was into this drop right down here. It hit a low of 470 right here. So this ended up being really good. But I took my starter short right here on this candle, and then it came back up, and I was like, you know what? Usually when this happens and it breaks over the high of the halt, they go higher. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to scalp this in my main account up towards 650. I'm gonna hold the short because I do think eventually it's gonna roll over, but I'm gonna give it a second here, and I only have 1,800 shares short, so I can go ahead and add more at 650. So anyways, now I'm long at 619, and it only hits a high of 623 before dropping here down to 565. Through this 1 minute pullback, I'm actually holding it, waiting to see if it's gonna break back over 590 and go back to the highs, in which case I might be able to get out of my long position, maybe closer to break even. And I'm thinking if it does that, it's probably still gonna do a false breakout and then come back down, and I'll be able to hold my short position. It didn't come back up enough for me to get out, and so I ended up selling it on this candle right here as it broke down, and that's also where I added on the short side. So I lost $2,200 in my IRA, and that was disappointing because, you know, $3,000 days are awesome in the IRA. I love making that type of progress. It's tax-free, it's, you know, for retirement, it just feels really good. And so anyways, gave back $2,200. But I'm holding it on the short side, and I go ahead and add into the flush. And so in total, between these two trades, I only made $200. Was it worth it? In fact, no, it wasn't. I would have much rather kept that $2,200 in my IRA, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm green, and that's, I guess, what counts, but I'm not super happy about the way I traded that one. And then YGYI came up, and I took a scalp on it with my main account, or with my IRA account, which is now my primary account. That's why I'm kind of getting these two confused, because I'm mostly trading in the IRA. So anyways, and I did that on this 1 minute micro pullback, but I got stopped out and it didn't work. So whatever. And I didn't have shares available to borrow that one. It wasn't shortable. So I couldn't have shorted it even if I wanted to. And yeah, as a result, lost $130. So, you know, I am only up after this trade on PLXP and this one on YGYI and this one here. I'm only up like I'm only up actually about $70. So all of those extra trades for only $70, it wasn't worth it. I should have thrown in the towel and called it a day after making almost 2,000 on LMFA and making another 1,200 on RBZ. But, you know, I kept trading, kept being a little aggressive, and now I'm definitely done for the day. I'm not going to keep trading. I don't want to go red in my IRA, and I already gave back more than half of the profit with this trade. So I didn't get into PLXP before the halt because I didn't see it soon enough. It got halted before I could. And also the spreads were pretty big and I wasn't totally sure it was going to work. So I ended up just leaving it alone. And I was right on the short, and, you know, got rewarded there, but got faked out for a second, jumped in long, and, you know, got bumped out, you know, on that one with a bit of a loss. So kind of a choppy day, you know, and I don't know. That's just the way it goes sometimes. I could have easily probably just as easily made money both long and short, scalping from 620 up to 640, 650, adding to the short at 650 and then covering as it came back down. Because with that headline, I did expect it to reverse. I just thought maybe it would get a little bit more momentum, especially because of the irrational strength that we've been seeing in the last couple days with MBOT, with TBLT, BioC, you know, but it just didn't really carry over to this one. BioC, remember, big move, a couple big moves this week, and a little bit today, but I left it alone thinking yesterday's chart wasn't the cleanest, but it did a nice little micro pullback right here. That was at 76, and that led to a move up to 290. High a day is 294. So, you know, not the biggest move there, but, you know, green is good. So I'm going to walk away today with more money than I started, and that's what's important. You know, it's easy to kind of get tunnel vision and be like, you know what? This was at 3,100 an hour ago. Can I get it back to 3,100? You know, but you always kind of can feel that way when you have a great trade and you get some really good profit and then you give some back. And I'm just going to try to let that go and say, you know what, Ross, $3,200, 17th consecutive green day. Give yourself a pat on the back. It's been a good month. $33,200 of profit right now on the month, and most of it is tax-free in the IRA, which is awesome. My goal was to get the IRA up to $50,000 by the end of the month. And, you know, I've got, I guess, about 4,000 between me and that mark. So I'm almost at that goal. I had a goal of hitting $40,000 of profit this month. If I can do 40,000, that'll have me on track for about $500,000 again this year, which is pretty much my goal at this point. And I'm well ahead of schedule with 9 days left. I only need to make another $7,000. So that shouldn't be hard at all since I've been averaging more like 2,500 a day. So a green day, I can feel good about that. And we'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. We'll finish off the week hopefully with a couple more green trades. You guys are saying CORV is moving up. I'll take a peek. I see that. Yeah, hitting the 200 moving average there at 200 is right around 320. Possible resistance there. There is a headline on it, but yeah, it's not on the scanner for some reason. So anyways, reminder guys, 1 p.m. Eastern, so in about 2 hours, we're hosting a free workshop. So make sure you guys register. We're gonna have a pretty big turnout, I suspect. So if you are late to log in, and we have more than 1,000 people in the workshop, you'll be in listen only mode. All right, so listen only mode means you won't be able to chat, you'll only be able to listen. Yes, during the workshop today, I will be inviting a group of students to join me in the inner circle this year. It'll be a special offer. You guys are going to be pretty excited to see it. Inner circle this year is a little different from last year. Last year we did in-person seminars where we got together, and we had a couple different places we went, but we got together and we all traded together in the same room. And I would do a presentation about a topic that, you know, I thought would be interesting to you guys and everything else. But the feedback that we got from a lot of those inner circle students was that they really wanted one-on-one support. You know, it was nice to all be together and to meet other traders, but what they really wanted and what they really felt would help them get over the hump was having one-on-one sessions. And we started doing that in the last 2 inner circle seminars. We would have a breakout of one-on-one sessions. And so we decided to change the focus of this year's Inner Circle to, instead of having these big seminars, to instead let you guys book one-on-one sessions with us. So I've been doing them most mornings, and the same with Mike and Roberto and Arsh. Vince and Selena are going to be available to do them as well. So, and Ted is available, my trading coach, the trading coach that I've used for the last almost 10 years. So that's something that's only for Inner Circle students, and it, it's not for everyone, but for people that want that extra support, we want to make it available. And then if we decide to do a seminar this year, we'll just do it as a separate event. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but anyway, so workshop 1 p.m. Eastern. Those of you guys interested in being part of the Inner Circle, you're welcome to join that, and I will see you there. So I got to get myself ready. I got to go over my slides, my presentation, and have a little bit of lunch. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to let you guys do your thing, and we'll be back at it 1 o'clock for the workshop, and then first thing tomorrow, 9:15 for pre-market analysis. And hopefully tomorrow is a little bit of a cleaner day, and I don't get myself into the jam of being long and short the same stock at the same time. All right, that's it for me. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. And for those of you guys joining the workshop, I'll see you in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, bye everyone. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.